Now, I've been hanging onto this aluminum thing for 10 years. I got it off a job. They were going to throw it away, and I went, whoa, hold the phone, hold the phone. You can throw that right in the back of my truck. Because I knew that that was going to make a great washout. I mean, it's a little narrow, and I'm a little wider, but I'm going to make it work. I have all the lumber here, and I'm set up outside for cutting. So let's get building. How to stall. I'm serious, that's what it says. How to stall. I know how to stall. I'm the king of stalling.
Okay, I absolutely needed this thing on wheels, and this thing was pretty cheap on Viver, so I decided to go with it. It helps with the structural integrity of the bottom, and, well, looks better than anything I could have done with wheels.
Now outside to do some cutting. Okay, shelves are in. Now I'm going to put the plywood top on it. These were old 2x4s. They were sitting on the side of my house for almost a year. So they're a little twisty. We'll get them to comply. Not a problem. Okay, so what I have here is a washing machine pan. It's 30 by 32, and it's going to be the bottom of my sink, if you will. Ho, ho, ho. I like it. I like it when I'm close. How's it going to stay there, you're probably asking yourself. Good question. Great question. Okay, and here we go. Okay, let's put the lid on. And there we go. Now, it kind of looks like something out of Dr. Seuss right now, but let me explain. There's a lot of room on the sides. I know. My plan is I'm going to cut the welds all around this that hold the wall to the roof. I'm going to put the walls on the outside. Okay, I had to take the guard off because the guard was preventing the blade from actually getting down to the welds. So I don't recommend this, and I don't like doing it myself. Hopefully there's no blood tonight. All right, it's all together. It looks great. What I ended up using was some bolts that I had, and I just bolted the thing together. I also put a 1/2-inch rip of pressure treated plywood, one on each side, just to push the walls out enough that at the bottom they push right up against the outside of the pan. And now the walls are perfectly straight up and down. Yeah, I'm happy about how this turned out. It looks good. Now I'm going to start working on the backlighting and some electrical. Okay, before I close it all up and you don't get to see what I've done, I'll show you. That polycarbonate that I had, I cut 1/2-inch strips, and I'm just gonna hot glue them to either side, and then this 2-inch rip fits snugly. Just go just like that, and then I'll just tack it with hot glue, and come along later and caulk it up, and yeah, waterproof, I hope. Okay, here's the big test. Okay, not bad at all. Okay, so what I have here is it's just a regular old office light, the kind you see in those false ceilings, those T-bar ceilings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put LED light strips in it. I have the original diffusion on it, and I also have the polycarbonate that you saw me cutting is going in the front. Oh, it should be good. Okay, see, my problem is it's too high. All right, done. Where's my pencil? And we'll cut it here. Okay, so I decided to bring this light box out to the garage and wire it up on the bench just because everything's here and it's a lot easier. I wanted to show you before I install it and cover it all up. It's pretty cool. Okay, we're all done. What I have here is just a basic project box. Put a couple of switches on the side, and it'll be mounted up on the washout, kind of like that. On the inside, I have a DC power supply. It's a 12-volt, 5-amp power supply. And the reason for that is because all the yellow safety lights, they're DC strip lights. So they do come with their own wall warts, but I'm using almost 2 full rolls in this project, and I did not want to have like a big ball of wall wart extension cord menagerie looking thing. So I just shit canned it, and the power supply is way cleaner. So what happens is when I turn the main light switch on, it turns the 12-volt power supply on, and the power goes to this 3-way switch here. Now when I have the switch one way, the power is going through the switch and goes straight to the strip lights. So all the yellow lights will be on. When I flip the switch the other way, it kills the power to the yellow lights, and it sends the 12-volt signal to this SSR. If you're not familiar with these SSRs, they're just big switches. And what happens is it's 12 volts on one side, it takes AC power on the other side. When it detects the 12-volt signal on the one side, it closes this side, and it allows the AC power to go to the white Burino lights that I have on the back side. So that's how I combine the AC lights with the DC lights. This switch here is also DC. This one goes to the white LED that I have on the ceiling of the washout. So when the white lights are on, I can turn that ceiling light on and off independently. So that's it. Let's go install it. All right, and that's taken care of. I did forget the DC wire for the strip lights in the backlight, but I've taken care of that. It's all good now. And I decided to throw in an extra switch here. It's a kill switch for those yellow safety lights that are on the side that I showed you earlier. I decided that maybe it's quite possible that I don't want any light at all hitting the front of the screen. I only want backlight. So it was a quick, quick fix. $10 switch and a little bit of time and boom. So that's that. Okay, so the next thing I have to do here is drill the hole for the drain. Here's the drain I'm going to be using. It's a 4-inch drain. It's kind of weird because it has this weird lip. You can probably see that. And so the top part of the hole has to be 4 3/8, and then the rest of it has to be 4-inch. So this is going to be a bit of a tricky cut. Wish me luck. Also, I want to mention that what I've done here is I've coated this pan with a oil-based enamel. Now, I knew going into this, by putting this down, that it wasn't going to stand up against the chemicals that I'll be using to clean the solvent-based inks that I'll be using for the signs and the posters. So what I've decided to do is put a piece of polycarbonate down on top and then caulk it all up real good. Try to keep the water out as much as possible. But the pan is perfectly flat and the water just doesn't really, it doesn't go in the middle. So what I've come up with is I've cut these 2-inch rips of this polycarbonate and I've put it around the edge. And when I put the polycarbonate down, it creates just, it's 1/8 of an inch, just enough of a bowl that the water all settles right in the middle. I have a dot mark there. And it's just back a bit from the center. It's perfect. All right. 2, yep. And this is going to be sketchy. I'll give you a little bit of a close-up here. So I just need to figure out how much deeper I need to go. There. Okay, so let's say another 1/8 of an inch. Come on. I'm so close that I think I'll change to the 4-inch bit now. And yeah, I'm pretty confident we're there. All right, double checking, 4-inch, yes. All right. Woo! All right, here's the big test. look at that. All right, it's the next day, and this looks amazing, even in the daylight. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna permanently fix this polycarbonate down to the bottom of the pan using caulking, and I'm gonna seal up all the edges and try to make this thing as waterproof as I possibly can. All right, we're looking good here. I've got the walls permanently attached to the base now, and I've got everything all caulked up, and I got the fan installed. Now, I had a bit of an issue with the fan. The fan I had, it wasn't up to the challenge, let's just say that. It just completely shit the bed after about 5 minutes. So I got a new fan, and eventually I'd like to use this fan for another purpose. So I got an 8-inch fan, and this is only a 4-inch hole. So down the road I may enlarge that hole, but for now I'm just gonna leave it. I just wanna get this up and running. But yeah, the fan works good. I have the backlighting sitting here on a table. I just have a few little touch-ups to do, and we'll get that installed. Okay, so let's turn the lights on. Not bad. I think it's pretty bright. And then these are the side lights. Now that just adds working light in the front. And then the back light, or the white light, for cleaning. And then when I turn this on, this is this light up here. Again, working light. I have a screen here. This is a 24 by 31, and it's sitting low. It will be sitting on some stuff. It'll be a little higher here, but yeah. Here. Okay, so the next thing I have to work on is the filtration system, and that's next. Now this is what I'm calling the first stage in my filtration system. It's a big strainer, restaurant style industrial strainer. It has 1/8 inch holes, so we're not catching ink, but it'll catch a majority of the emulsion. My only kind of thing is that it's too high, and I need to put some legs on it or something, get it up off the deck. All right, let's just start hacking and see what I come up with. And there we go. Now this turned out a lot better than I was expecting. I put a couple little screws in there to hold it, one on each side. That thing's not going anywhere. And yeah, It's amazing what a little measuring will do. So, if you're interested in these, I made these up there last night, and I can make them in any color you want if you're interested. These ones are aluminum. They're a little more pricey, but I'm going to experiment with some steel, and once it's powder coated, it won't rust. So yeah, let me know if you're interested in those. So moving on to the rest of the filtration system, I've pulled everything out here. These are just these, where is it here? Right, 7.5 gallons totes. Now, I'm just a one-man band here. I'm not doing dozens of screens a day. These little totes are gonna be fine for me. Now, these little strainers, they're 5-gallon pail strainers. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check them out. They're not extremely fine, but they're going to catch more of the big chunks. And then all I have here is a wastebasket cut down to size. And I may double these up. I don't know. We'll see. I have to experiment. But then I just put that right in there like that. And the lid on like that. Then it goes into this second one. And the filtration I have on this one, now this is what they're called a hop strainer. It's from the beer making process for homebrew. And it's 300 micron. And it's 4 by 10. And you have to cut, one of these little arms comes straight across for whatever reason. I just cut it out. And then I cut a hole in the lid. And it fits in there like that. And then I put these filter socks. These are like for fish tanks. They're 150 micron. So they just fit right inside there absolutely amazingly. And then now I need both hands. So then that just fits just like that. And then from this tote, it goes down into this Dr. Seuss looking, oh, that valve is closed. I better open that before I test it. Goes down into this pump. Now this isn't your regular sump pump. This is a Macarena pump. And I don't even want to get into why I have that, but I do. And I'm going to use it until it cacks. And then I'll go to a regular sump pump idea. But this pump's fairly new, so it should last a while. So then it comes out way back there, comes up into this whole house filtration system, and from there it goes down into the drain way down there. I have a union on here, so all I have to do is undo this union and I can pull the whole washout back from the wall. So I'll put it all together and maybe we'll do a test here. All right, so that's probably more flow than this thing will ever see, but everything's keeping up. So you can see the scum line is staying at the top, and this is sucking the water in from underneath it. So that won't go into the filter sock, which should help keep it cleaner longer. And then it goes from this tote out into the pump and comes out here. Oh yeah, it works amazingly. I'm really happy with the way that everything turned out here. It turned out better than I even thought it would, because you never really know until it's finished, right? As far as the filtration system goes, everything's set up right. I'm not going to know how it performs until I start using it. So maybe down the road I'll do an update video and let you know how it's working out and if there's anything I need to change. But that's it. I want to thank you for coming by and sticking it out to the end. And if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up or leave a comment, it really helps out the channel. The next video is the exposure unit. Everything's sitting right over there. I just have to put it together. So come back and check that video out. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next one. And I forgot to mention that both totes have nice tight holes to keep the smell down. You heard me.